Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ranting Raving Pod. It's your girl, Pink Lee, and I am here with the one and only...
Sippin with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Please get your fucking life together.
And that's just that. Sammie, can you tell them a little bit about what you do real quick for the people? Let them know that what you do.
All I do is go to work every day and support everything that Boogie Mandela and Stereotype Sounds has going on.
What else?
I'm an artist. Sometimes I'm a manager. I've been known to A&R. I do have a wonderful platform. Me and my partner Kay from Font Productions have Sippin with Sammie, which is more than a podcast. It's a platform. We have dope conversations with dope people. We're one of the first to be able to live stream concerts in a real way. We curate events anywhere from a listening party to 60,000 people in the middle of the street at a festival. Like we do a little bit of everything, and I get in where I fit in. I host, I stage manage, I perform at what I consider a high level, and I network even harder than I do any of those things to make sure that everything else is possible.
That is a fact. I remember going on Sippin with Sammie. It was an amazing experience. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. He got me drunk as hell.
Oh.
Got me drunk as hell.
I didn't pour not one of them drinks.
He did not, right? But he offered a drink, and then you know what? I was like chasing my straight drink with pink drink, and it was just like I didn't get too lit, but I got lit enough to be like, oh yeah, okay.
As you should.
As I should, right? Sippin with Sammie. We had a great time. No,
absolutely.
We had a great time. Before we get into everything, I do want to shout out our sponsor, Pink Drinks.
Yep.
We still got the jug for a dub deal going on, so you can get this entire jug for only $20. This right here is the strawberry red. Well, you guys have renamed it the strawberry red. It was the tequila red, but everyone keeps calling it the strawberry red. So we're just gonna rock out with the strawberry red because that's what's in your minds. And I'm here to cater to you guys. I'm here to be hospitable to you guys. So we're gonna call it what y'all keep calling it, the strawberry red. So make sure you cop up. We got the strawberry red, toxic tea, cold green knockout, and a plethora of other flavors that you guys seem to enjoy. So make sure you're tapping in, and make sure you follow Pink Drinks at PINKKDRINKKS on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Salute to that. And that sound like the Rita's deal. Remember when you used to get the quart from Rita's and you was like, yo, this is way better than having to get one. I could throw this in the freezer and bring it back. It sound like that. I like it. I like it.
See, he give me your ideas. Y'all can throw these in the freezer and bring it back out.
I feel like the Rita's
deal. It's going to give you that slushy vibe that you need for this hot weather, because it's definitely getting hot out here, y'all.
I heard that.
We always, as you know, well, you don't know, so we're going to let you know, but as you guys know, we always go back in time. We're on episode 90 of Words of Wisdom, and go check that out. It is the hardest person to hold accountable is yourself. That's this episode. We're going to take it all the way back. And since we've been going backwards, we're now on episode 9. And we're going to go over episode 9, which was hustle. The topic was hustle. And I basically talked about how important it is to have a hustle, to hustle. And these things aren't necessarily always what we think of. I think when we think of hustle, some people may think of like something illegal or something that you maybe shouldn't be doing. But when I think of hustle, I think about putting your all into something, whatever you're trying to do. So I think about working hard. I think about having drive and determination, motivation, all the things that you would need to be successful. So, Sammie, what does hustle mean to you?
Hustle for me is really putting everything into what I'm passionate about. Similar to what I do nowadays, I did the same thing when I found the love for that funny little ball, as Charles Barkley calls it. You know what I mean? I was horrible. I was late at learning my calls. I'm 12 years old, and they got to teach you what a travel and a double is and all of that. But I was kind of tall, and I wanted it so bad that I stuck with it, and I grew leaps and bounds. This is competition, so you get to see the kids that was better than you as you get better, and it's like, oh, I'm up here with the ones y'all was looking up to, and y'all don't get to play in these games. And it just taught me a life lesson. And I mean, amongst other things, but basketball was the one thing that you could draw so many parallels from for me, maybe because of my attachment to it, but just so many ways, just getting up early and doing the thing when nobody else is doing it. At 5 a.m, go to the track, go work out. That thing they told me I couldn't do yesterday, I'm trying to figure it out today and tomorrow. So next time they see me, I'm cooking with that and the rest of it. Like, it's the same in the business. It's the same when you're trying to build a team. It's the same when you're trying to maximize potential out of your resources. It's like some of these things one of my hardest times is when I'm doing a lot and I can't figure out what I'm missing.
Yes.
You know what I'm missing and what I can't figure out. And what I've learned is to just keep running. Keep running. Then you gonna stumble and be like, "Oh, there go them keys." You know
literally
what I mean?
that. No, literally that.
Like that's what it was.
I couldn't even think of a better way to put it. Like you said, you keep running, you keep hustling, you keep moving forward until you find, what it is that you feel like you're missing, or you find out that maybe you're not missing anything. That's maybe just trying to rework this, and this was the missing piece. It's been in front of you all along. Sometimes it happens like that too.
And you have to invest into yourself and what the project or product is, even if that's your health, whether that's mentally, physically, dietary, whatever it is, whether that's making new routines that are sustainable for the regimen that you have to take on. Like all of that's important, and that's why I say it's so relatable to like sports and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's a mentality that it gives you a drive to get out of bed. A lot of people have a hard time getting out of bed. If I got a goal that I set and we got time to make it happen, then I don't really have time to worry about, laying here longer.
Yeah.
I got to get to it. And you said something really dope about that when you was on my platform.
Yeah, for sure. We did have that discussion. And that's how I feel about it as well. I think it's super important. I love that you said invest in yourself, because one thing that I noticed is that two things that I noticed. One is that when people think about investment, they only think about financial. They don't think about investing time or effort into things that you may not be prioritizing at that moment. And that's super important. Like, it's super important to be investing in all ways, not just financial, in all ways possible. And the second thing I wanted to add on to what you were saying about investment is invest in the right things. So many people give up on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, however long. Like, they give up because they're investing in all the wrong things, and they could be investing all the money, all the time, all the effort, but you're investing in so much of the wrong things that you're not getting any positive feedback. You're not seeing any results or anything like that, and you're just like wondering why. And it's because you're investing in the wrong things. So it's also important to invest in all areas, and then also invest in the right things, because that's going to keep you going too. If you've invested in the wrong things, you're going to stop before you even really get started, because you're like wondering why you're not seeing any progress, and you're just so lost.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's crazy. A lot of times in entertainment, people invest in vanity.
Yes.
Vanity doesn't recycle. It doesn't repay. That laptop is going to pay itself off. That computer is going to pay itself. That camera is going to pay itself off. That soundboard is going to pay itself off. These microphones are going to pay themselves off. Even if you got to rent out sound, or somebody hire you to be a cameraman or take videography, you do a wedding or two, we can get some new microphones and cameras.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the stuff that is most important. And you want to look good and you want to look your best. But I always say, when you working towards something, you gotta be like my father and ball on a budget.
No, literally.
You gotta pick your spots and go crazy where you can, and then get back to it and invest in new countertops for the business.
Yes, it's like that. It's like that, and it's so important to have that mentality too. Like, you can throw something together that looks great at different places, to stop worrying about the label and stop worrying about like impressing other people. As long as you look clean, you look good, you're in your style, you're doing what fits your body type, all the things, you should be fine.
Yeah, please do what fits your body type. But
yes,
we talk about ask for too much, but we can.
We talk about this often on the podcast. I don't know why this keeps coming up. And maybe it's because I keep bringing it up. But, like, you brought it up today. I just think, I mean, so one day we were talking about, I think we're going back in time again. We're in the words of wisdom, and the words of wisdom was do what works for you. And we were talking, and my main example in the episode and my main example on the podcast was women who see something online or on a mannequin or on another woman, and they see it and they love it so much, and they think that they can put it on, and then they put it on, and it's not that. It's not what it wasn't like what you know what I mean. For a fact it doesn't look the same, but you're still gonna try to pull it off anyway. Yeah. Like, I literally saw a meme earlier on Instagram.
Walking out looking like Temu Tiffany.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Like, I see a meme earlier, and it was like, yeah, they keep telling me I should dress conservative for a big girl, and I tell them hell no, and it was just like, wait, and if you would have saw like the situation. It was crazy. She knew she shouldn't have had that on. So I feel like, but I also feel like that is a lot of people like feeling down about themselves and their weight. like, one, do something about it, right? But two, is like, when you're wearing things and you're not dressing for your body type, people are more likely to look at you crazy, and you're going to feel those looks and think it's because I'm fat. And it's like, no, it's not because you're fat. It's because you're fat dressing like you're not fat. And that's where the problem comes in.
And are you trying to exude confidence, or are you truly confident? Because most people are uncomfortable in their own skin.
Right.
9 times out of 10 in the public eye. So when you go out here like this, you want attention, but you don't want certain kinds of attention. And you wind up having this condition, and you wind up coming out later and telling us what Lizzo said. After all these years of everybody fighting for you to be as confident as you wanted to be, you finally realized confidence had nothing to do with what you had on.
Yes.
You know,
and I know you're good. And I want to throw this out. I want to throw this out to also just like women who have like different body types, skinny girls, medium girls, fat girls, thick girls, however girl. I think that we all need to realize that whatever we wear, whatever shape we are, whatever we wear, when we dress, this was also a words of wisdom. Wow. When we dress, we need to dress for how we want to be addressed, right? So, like, if you're dressing, like, if you have everything hanging out, expect to be addressed like you have everything hanging out. If you're dressed more conservatively, then, you know what I mean? Expect to be respected and talked to normally. But you can't have, like, your chest completely out, like, everything showing except for the little, you know, and then expect for someone to look you in your face. Like, male or female, we're not looking you in your face. Like, we're looking at your chest because it's just out. It's bigger than your eyes. Like, we're going to look at your chest. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to do it too. Everyone's going to do it.
And then you're going to be on Facebook talking about, I just want somebody that loves me for me.
Yeah. Then you're going to be saying, like, yeah, exactly. And then you'll have, like, a whole storyline of, like, it'll be 6 months and it'll be, like, 8 different guys you've ran through, had 8 different relationships in the last 6 months. And none of them wanted to do anything besides sleep with you because, I mean, well, you dressed how you wanted to be addressed. And that's how it goes. So I just want to
lead with pillows. You lead with pillows, you're gonna get slept with. Anyway,
ooh, that's a good one. We go listen. All right, Sammie get all right. He getting spicy. I got my toxic tea in here, y'all. So hopefully it won't get a little toxic, but we gonna see.
I'm a few shots in. We good.
Oh, we good then. Yeah. So I'm gonna let Sammie pick the first card because you're the guest. You don't have to pick the one that's on top. You could pick like.
I want to start with 12. And I don't know what's on 12, but I saw that there was a 12 in here, which means we have plenty of topics for y'all. But that's, you know, it's right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Should children under 10 years old be exposed and familiar with homosexuality? Mm-hmm. I can't curse on here, but we could talk about the deepest. Anyway, I posed the question, so you go first, or how does it go?
However you want. If you have something to say, you can say it first.
All right. Children under 10 be exposed to homosexuality. Exposed at what level would be my question, because it's kind of unavoidable to a certain extent. Like, I work in a school, and one of the counselors is a gay male, a gay black male, and he doesn't, not that he should, but he doesn't hide it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a weird thing. Access to be able to make certain extreme decisions, not at all. Awareness of,
I'm familiar with, like, too.
Aware. I mean, you want your kids to be aware of how to deal with everybody. It's the same way as our parents told us, don't stare at people when we was kids. Like, you don't want them to do that. Like, you want them to understand, like, there are a lot of kind of humans out here, a lot of people that live different kind of lifestyles. But they don't need but so many details. They could you can give them identifiers for what they recognize.
Right.
That works on their level, I guess. So they say, why is he like that? Well, you know, he whatever that they identify with. You know what language barriers they have at that age or whatever.
Right.
And a lot of the times, the things that our parents told us when we was 3, 5, and 8 years old, we still kind of refer to them the same way.
Yes. Absolutely.
I think it's taught and learned, but what extent did you mean when you wrote it? Did I cover it?
Yeah, it was like a question that I kind of saw somewhere and just kind of, I formatted it to be more respectful towards the LGBT community because it was almost a disrespectful question, I felt. So I just reformatted it to be more respectful. But I agree with you. And I also want to say what I believe is, I think children should be able to identify and respect everyone, right? No matter what the disability or preference is.
Because
like
disabilities are a thing too. Some
disabilities
things are
are
shocking the children, and
right.
they don't know how to
handle them. And they're going to say the first thing that comes off their mind. That's just how kids are. I believe that kids should be familiar, at least, you know what I mean, somewhat what was going on, and what's, especially depending on the community you're in, you're going to kind of know whether your kids are going to be exposed to that. And 9 times out of 10 they are. And I really believe that it should just be a preference thing, but we shouldn't give too many details, like you said, because I don't think that kids should be exposed to sexuality in general.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to teach you. We talk about when to have the birds and the bees conversation. We going to rush the other conversation?
Right. Because that's what people don't...
We skipping stuff to get the stuff that we ain't even supposed to be skipping to.
Hello. And that's my main thing. People are trying to, like, force this, like, understanding on their children, especially under 10 years old. And it's like, if you haven't had the normal talk with them, like, or the heterosexual talk with them, then don't have the homosexual talk with them. If you haven't had the one that we've had forever... You know what I mean? The main one forever. Then don't start, giving them, other ideas about anything. Just keep it straightforward until it's time to have the talk. And when you do have the birds and the bees official talk, then you have it completely. You know what I mean? You have it. You let them know about all different types of those activities. You don't just let them know about one or the other or this or that or whatever. So I feel like, and me being a mom too, like, I always feel like it's a conversation that's going to be had to have for me soon, and I really don't know how to approach it. Yeah. I just know that
sometimes you got to let them lead.
I have been. I've been
answering. Put too much on it.
Right. I've been answering little questions here and there, and as the questions get more intense, my answers will get more intense. But the main thing
do it sober.
Yeah, of course. But I think that the main thing that we need to do is also just be honest with our kids. And as long as we're teaching our children to be respectful anyway, then there should be respect involved as well.
Now, what I don't want to skip over, because all of that you said is actually great. I'm with you 98% of all of that, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe 100. I just can't remember it all. It was a lot. But the one time I had to edit something on one of my episodes out of 260 something episodes I'm at this point, was because somebody said, I don't want no teaching my son how to be a man. Which tells me that a lot of parents are very confused, one, about how the world works, and two, about what parenting is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you get a lot of ignorance and a lot of confusion on the parent side. And ignorance means lack of education, which means you trying to tell this person that didn't value education or didn't even explore enough in life to figure out the safe way to do things to educate the next generation. And that's where
that's scary.
That's where you get people that are saying too much too fast.
Yeah, that's true. And also I feel like some of like the derogatory terminology are used so frequent by people around their children, and they don't realize, like, it might just slip out here or there, and they might just be saying it, this, that, and the third, and then they're not realizing their kids are picking up. So now when the kid takes what they've picked up from home and takes it to school on a person that may have the same characteristics as a person being called this derogatory term, and they're not thinking, they don't have the proper terminology to, you know what I mean? You've only been using this word. They have no proper respectful terminology to identify this person as. So now they're saying the disrespectful word that you taught them. And what kind of example are you leading? Number one, and two, how much hate do you want to spew into the world? Like, you're already a hateful person, so now using that type of language, so now you want to bring your kids into being hateful people as well. Like, we got to do better. In terms of that, we got to do better. Because we got to realize our kids are going to pick up everything we say. Even just little terms that we just say, just on a regular basis. We may not even mean anything by it, but the terms that we use, our kids are going to pick up and they're going to use them. And they're going to be excited about using them because they see us use them.
And now you that old racist white man that's just raising generations of hate.
No, literally.
Out of date.
Out of date.
You the only one stuck on it.
That's crazy. Yeah. We're about to take a quick break, y'all. I know we got a little deep, a little early, but that's how it goes sometimes. But
we're gonna number 12.
It's the number 12. You gotta tell me. I'm gonna ask you what that means. Okay. Because I want to know what's special about 12. I gotta know at this point. I do like the two numbers, but in the opposite way. So we're gonna take a quick break. When we get back, we are gonna dive into some more juicy topics. So make sure you guys stay locked in, because once you locked in, ain't no switching up. We'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We are about to get into our next segment of the evening. I'm not sure what topic is going to be. I'm not going to choose a number or anything. I'm just going to pick. So hopefully it's a good one.
Gangster.
Yeah, I'm going to just... I don't know why I like going from like the mid. All right. Oh, that's all right. All right. It's all right. You can get into this. Okay. So the options are 6 months of free travel, all inclusive. So does this mean like your flight, hotel, I guess food, drinks, probably some spending money involved, and that's it, right? Or $500K. Which one would you choose and why? I don't know. To me, this seems like kind of like an obvious one. I'm going with the 500K. I'm going with the 500K. I'm going with the 500K. I'm gonna put it into all the businesses, everything that we have, and they're gonna be paying us to travel after that. Put it like that. How about you?
I'm a entrepreneur and a hustler, so I always figure give me the lump sum first. Like I don't even want to do the math for what that'll cash out to on the other side. But my other question is, like, do my bills get paid while all of this is going on? Like,
see, that's the part that's not included,
like, am I
right?
making money on the boat? Because I ain't never made no money in bed before. So, I don't know how that's supposed to work for me. But I'm always take the cash anyway. Like, I ain't taking the meat, I'm taking the cash.
You know, the craziest thing is when I really did overlook this question, I was thinking, like, is this a silly question? And I was thinking, like, no, it's not, because I actually know people who would take the 6 months.
I know people that's in a position to take the 6 months. They ain't got to ask the question that I asked, which is, what's going to happen to my bill?
Right. That's what I'm like, I know.
Oh, no, I got 6 months a year. We out.
And I know people who probably couldn't afford to take the 6 months, but still would. Still would.
Nothing else.
They gonna figure it out when they get back.
Go on vacation. Let me hit the lotto. Then I'm taking that 6 months to figure out how I'm gonna come back and cook y'all.
Right. Right.
Be strategic. I'm going country to country. Who I need to talk to?
Yeah,
Give
really.
me somebody to talk to.
Really. Maybe,
I need a friend.
But you know what? The 6 months might not be crazy if you're like, just per se, if you're an artist and you plan out a crazy tour and then that's just already included. That's kind of like, yeah.
6 months free travel, all inclusive. It does say free travel. It doesn't say vacation, so that's fair.
Yeah, it says free travel. It's not necessarily vacation.
As an entrepreneur and a hustle, if there was some sort of seed money, like just a little bit of get on the road, with more than just the per diem they giving me, like I could get some merch and some things going, and yeah, that make a lot of sense.
Now I'm starting to make sense.
But with $500,000 at the crib, I could rent a space, get the equipment, print the merch, and ship it out.
Right.
And I'd be the next, what's my man name? Strange Music. Yeah, I'd be like that.
And I feel like with $500K, we could still like. Either one of us could still put what we need to put in and still plan at least a portion of the tour with some of that money anyway.
And $500K is not what people necessarily would think it would be when you're talking about business. No,
that's why I said a little portion.
Trust and believe, there was no lump sum that big that Bill Sippin with Sammie, and we got plenty stuff. With it, like we good. So I can only imagine what's possible if we could get the trailer and the little other things to go along with it.
Right. Just add some things on.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Would you guys take a $500K over a 6 month vacation, all inclusive? Which one would you guys pick? Let us know in the comments and definitely get some feedback because I want to know what y'all would choose.
And I want to see who's on tour. Who's going to go on tour with the per diem and run their race and not worry about the $500K. I think that's interesting. Yeah,
I got eyes on you. We want to see you do it. All right, Sammie, it's your turn to pick a topic.
Oh.
We all good.
Sammie made a mess for those who can't see, and I don't see any saving me in sight.
That's okay.
We
good.
That. No, that's what's the name? Is that bleach? All right, the next topic is, what are you starting to dislike the older you get? What am I starting to Is this I hate to ask too many questions. Is this one of those things like it's something that I liked before or something that didn't bother me before?
It could be either or. It could be something that you didn't mind so much before, but the older you get, you're just like really starting to bother you. Or it could be something that you've never liked and it's just bothering you more too.
I dislike that the more intelligent some people get, the better they just get at explaining BS and lying. And it's across a lot of it's across a lot of different angles where you can talk about it, like, and you can start with the simplest thing. You meet a girl with a half education, she can explain to you while she's not that, she's a unicorn. And you'll be like, well, that word had a meaning for 40 years. And now it don't apply to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You messing with other people's husband, that's a home wrecker.
Yeah.
Now that's not a home wrecker. Now you just you affluent. Like, that ain't even the same thing. I know what affluent mean. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the same thing with some of the homies. You'll have certain conversations, and what I notice now is people that know a lot of different words that could spin stuff, they just ask you more questions before they answer your question. You be like, yeah, so what you think about Drake versus Kendrick?
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, you know, according to the date on Hot 97, and you'll be like, bro, what did you think about Drake versus Kendrick?
We want to know how you feel.
And he'll be like, no, well, you know, what I say is never going to matter in the temperature and the climate of today's society. And it's like, bro, it matters to me.
Yeah, I want to know what you think. I know what they think.
Why is everything so calculated? We could just say yes, no, maybe, in between. Nowadays, the brighter we get, we're using our superpowers for the wrong reasons.
For the wrong reason.
And stop putting filters on babies. Just because you want a filter on your face every time, it looks crazy on that baby. Baby look like a crayon.
Yeah. No, that's so I could go. The list goes on. You just brought up two other things that I was even thinking about. So we're gonna go off those. One, filters, and ladies and fellas, which is crazy. But ladies and fellas,
crazy.
So filters. I'm not gonna say that like 5 years ago I didn't use filters because they were fairly new and like they were just like, oh, whatever something. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a time where I felt like I always had to wear makeup. If you guys notice, like a lot of times in Ranting Raving, I do not have on makeup. Like I might just put a little eye just to make my eyes pop. I'm not like one of those like makeup fiends anymore.
Your skin looks great, woman.
Yeah, like thank you, I appreciate it, but I've worked hard. I had to stop wearing makeup for my skin to even clear up. Like people don't understand that. Like I was wearing makeup to cover up all my so quote unquote flaws and blackheads and all this stuff, but and it was adding to it. Mm-hmm. And you know, it was ridiculous, so I stopped. But filters were something I used to indulge in, not on a regular basis, but I would use them, right? But I haven't used them in so many years, and I never will again. I need you guys to understand how much that is a catfish. Like it literally changes the shape of your face, the shape of your eyes, the color of your eyes, the contour of your nose. It changes your nose, which this is how girls really be looking like online. They be like, oh, okay, like she a baddie, she cute. And then you see her and everything is distorted.
And then she gonna get on Facebook that night and say, dudes be playing games.
Yes. And then it'll be attacking whatever male rejected you because you don't match up to what you catfished.
I want to clarify something real quick because you setting it up right. There's a part that's in between what you saying and what's being done a lot of the times, right? Mm-hmm. A filter is a tool. It could be fun. It could be whatever. It could be for one thing, for a moment, whatever. Mm-hmm. When we start using these tools as crutches, what we can't do without, when angles become everything, when nobody else could take a picture of you but you were bad. Like when these things become a thing, they are crutches. They are not realistic and they not fair, especially when you run around here acting like you want to be treated on your own terms. My bad, go ahead.
No, that I can't even reach the button. I can't even reach the button right now. But facts on facts on facts. Listen. I don't even need to even add to that because you said it all. Females get so frustrated with this point when that's such a real thing. Like
I got cussed out on Facebook for 10 years. Then my platform started popping. I said, I ain't got to talk to y'all no more. But, I was in everybody group message. He doing it again, girl. They be at the cookout though. Anyway.
Right. But my
he
thing,
know them niggas.
Yeah. And then as far as like men wearing filters, just stop.
Bro,
just stop.
And stop acknowledging every time you get a haircut is weird.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. It's supposed to happen.
Fresh cut, who this? Her. Anyway.
So right. And I feel like okay, not everyone, but there's one person I'm thinking of specifically. God forgive me. He posts his haircut with a filter, mind you. Mm-hmm. Right? It'll be like every month or every couple months, and I know it because it comes up on my timeline every time. And for me, it just gives that you don't get haircuts regularly, right? So when you get one, you're just like, yeah, who this? It's me. Yeah, fresh boy. Ain't I fresh?
I think that's a valid point because there used to be a thing, and this even broke people did this when you was borrowing your uncle's suit to go downtown to go hang out and to go shopping. Act like you've been there before.
Right.
Like, act like you got more than 5 pair of sneaks. Like, you ain't got to show us every pair of sneaks, bro. It's cool.
Yo, I promise.
Now, if you take my picture, I hope you get my sneaks because I worked hard on this whole fit. But I'm not itemizing my you don't get paid for that, bro.
No.
People that you look up to that do that get paid for everything that they itemize on them joints. And
Hello.
You look like you showing off some stuff that people above you is looking at you crazy for flossing. I'm just saying.
No, that's a real thing.
The people you want to impress are not impressed by it.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Neither.
You know what?
The chains need to. That's what I'm sick of too. Chains don't need to be part of the rapper starter kit.
Oh yeah, I'm
Shout
so
out to
over chains.
My sponsor, Rich Jewels, by the way. Yeah, you know.
Well, that's different because they got. I actually looked at some of their stuff, and they've got like tasteful stuff on there.
Yeah,
they've got tasteful pieces. But as far as the ones who y'all keep going to these websites, and I don't know them by name, but I know that there's a website that like provides these like obnoxious fake chains for you, right? Mm-hmm. I know that there's a site because I just know. And whoever's getting the obnoxious fake chains, just please stop because y'all be pulling on them and all this like they real. Like y'all see Lil Baby and all the other ones, y'all see them doing all this, and y'all want to keep going like this, and they're fake. Your neck is green under there. They're fake.
That's crazy. I'm gonna tell you like this: if you want me to believe that you paid a dub or better for something, I'm not gonna believe that you got the same exact design nameplate that everybody else in the world got.
Right. Or like a ski mask.
Why would you invest in that? That's cheap. Oh, we getting serenaded. It's Germantown. We can keep talking, man.
All right, little background music. I ain't mad at it. I just wanted to see how far he was going to go.
It felt like he was going to just stay right there, though.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
But yeah, y'all need to stop with the fake chains. Another thing is they do like they'll have like the little, what is it, like the ski mask guy?
Yeah.
Or like something like very generic or like, I was actually in a pawn shop, not the other day, just like looking at stuff, like looking at random stuff. And I saw this decked out chain that said Black Lives Matter. It was like Black Lives Matter BLM. And I was like, what the hell? Yo. Who is wearing this? Like,
and how much would you pay for that?
Right. I didn't even look at the price tag. I should have looked at it just to see, but I was bitten so hard. I'm like, yo, you cannot be serious right now. Like, I was dead. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like,
I'm set on the piece, but my piece is like, it's not even going to probably be impressive unless like you care about my story. I'm getting it more as like an heirloom, but I'm gonna get my logo. I'm on a bottle cap. I'm gonna get a bottle cap piece.
Oh yeah, that's lit.
The logo on
but see, that makes sense though.
But it ain't gonna be like that because it's stupid to have a big ass bottle cap. Right. I don't know. Maybe the Newport thing turned me off for doing stuff like that. But I'm gonna do that. I don't know. I feel like that's on brand. I'll probably get a gold and probably a silver one, and just just to have them. Type of thing because we've done a lot under this logo, man. And I think that just because I'm not big on jewelry, I still should have something that represents it that I think could be decent.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think I feel like that's something like you're already saying that you don't want it super big. So you're already keeping it tasteful and then you're keeping it on brand, which makes complete sense. So yeah.
Because a lot of times nowadays chains are used for marketing. And I understand that. But when it's fake, it's bad marketing. Anyway.
Terrible. And that just goes out to everybody with a ski mask, chain, or what is it, hustle hard, or like one of those queen chains or a bad itch chain. Like, y'all gotta relax.
It's 88 degrees now. Stop wearing no face masks, yo. They stink.
Please.
My bad.
please. And if somebody fall out, I'm not helping you. Because I know what you had on. You couldn't breathe, and you knew you couldn't breathe when you put it on, but you wanted to look so tough.
No, if I see you on the news and your mask still down, I'm not going to feel bad for you.
Yeah. That's just what it is.
Let's get another topic.
All right. Yeah, because I could go on for days.
We got real harsh on that one. People go like, they need to know.
They need to know.
Look, man, don't ever come at me if your boyfriend takes selfies all day. My bad.
All right. Not this. Not you got a beard and you doing this.
He got his angles down too. You know.
Gotta hit them angles.
Yeah, y'all gonna have matching drinks at happy hour.
Not the matching lemon drops. Are we going to Are we going to
the pink Patron drinks?
Yo. Okay. So the next topic is, question rather, how important is physical intimacy for a strong relationship?
I think it depends on the people and the nature of the relationship. Mm-hmm. And yeah, because I'm trying to think literally about physical intimacy. So is that how many times you have sex, or is that everything that's physical? Because everybody has their different. What a woman keeps trying to get us to believe everybody has a different love language.
Yeah, everyone has different love languages.
I just love touch, but I might not want you in me.
Yeah,
it's part of what I've been hearing.
You know what's so crazy about? I want to talk about love languages real quick, right? The thing about love languages is that I'm not gonna say all females, but like a good number of these females, like lately, have been doing this thing where they take something that's already a thing that's super regular that yes. Like stop, like
everybody's in a soft girl phase.
Everyone's in their soft girl era. I see these men in their soft boy era. Like it's like ridiculous. Like just live your life.
Y'all was just city boys and city girls 2 years
ago. 2 years ago, everyone's in their soft girl era and they want to be taken care of and all this and that. Like, girl, no man is going to take care of you unless you can even take care of yourself. That's number one off the rip. No one's even going to want to take care of you if you cannot provide for yourself. That's a different conversation for a whole different story. But the main thing is everyone keeps taking these phrases and twisting them like gaslighting and narcissism and all these things. And they're twisting them to how it can benefit them into their relationship, or like coerce or convince, not even coerce, but convince a man that he's doing something wrong. And I mean, I guess men do it too, but I mainly see it with women. So I'm going to speak about what I see. And I mainly see women doing it. And women, clearly I'm on your team. So this is no like shade to you. This is more of like words of wisdom, like more like advice. Like stop doing that, because then like Sammie, you see how dismissive Sammie was when he said like acts of love languages. He was so dismissive because he done heard it twisted and turned so many times. Yeah. He don't know what's what, or that it's actually a beautiful thing if you're really like one of like people.
I understand the premise. I hate the usage.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like you get it, but you're like, but everyone who's saying, they're all twisting it to whatever they want it to be. And that's you just like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something like catcalling, right? That women quote unquote hate, right? Which a lot of them do like because they dress how they want to be addressed. But anyhow, but catcalling, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's something that no man could twist that a different way for a woman to accept that. Like a man couldn't say, well, no, catcalling is really me showing affection for you, and you know that's really what catcalling is, and I just want to love you for the rest of my life. As in, women are thinking, no, you just trying to smash and keep it pushing or whatever, right? No woman could make a man think that. So how, as women, do we expect to take these like phrases and these terminologies and change it for a man's perspective? It's not right, because if it was something that like affects us only women, we would be irritated if someone tried to like switch it up on us. You see what I'm saying? So ladies, we got to do better with that. Like if something is what it is, it just is what it is. And we have to explain how we feel about it, and maybe like, and let that be a reflection of our actions, but we can't control what the definition of anything is. Like we can't control that.
And you can't box out everything that's deemed chivalrous and courting.
Yeah.
You can't make it impossible to be approached. You have to be real with yourself and real with the public. When you say that same guy that catcalled you, if you turned around and he looked like what you wanted him to look like, it wouldn't have been so offensive.
Oh my God. You know what's so crazy? Listen, I just saw, I forget his name. I feel so bad forgetting his name. You know, remember Obi from Living Single? Mm-hmm. So he's doing Overton. Overton. He's doing, why do I call him Obi? Like I'm Sinclair. Right.
Yeah.
So,
Overton Wakefield Smith.
Yeah. Jones. Overton
Wakefield Jones. My
so
guy.
he went on like he's touring right now, right? With Touré, he's touring.
Fly.
And I saw him not too long ago, and he made a joke about that, but it was so true. It was like, yeah, he was like, I could never work in the workplace nowadays. He was like, nowadays you tell a girl, yeah, I like that pencil skirt. You switching from the east to the west, to the east to the west. Like, yeah, I like that. She was like, she gonna turn around and look at you. If she like what you looking at. If she likes what you look like, she gonna be smiling and cheesing and blushing and doing all this. But if you ugly, she gonna go right to HR. I'm cracking up, but I'm like, yo, it's so true. It's so true. Women will, ladies, I'm not coming for you. I swear to goodness gracious. Y'all know I love y'all. Ladies, I'm always repping for the ladies, but we have to, if we're gonna be better, we have to know about ourselves. And ladies, we do this. I'm gonna include myself in it. Even though I don't do it no more, I have done it before. So we're gonna include everyone in it, right? We have to stop, like, just because we like it from one person and don't like it for something else doesn't not make it what it is. It's still what it is. If we're getting catcalled and we happen to think that the person is attractive, it's still catcalling. And you just went over to the cat who was calling you.
And a lot of things are being placed on thin ice right now. There's a lot of demographics that didn't have power before. Now they're starting to get power. They're starting to get it in a real way with a large backing behind it. And they are teetering the line of abusing it or putting themselves in a box that they don't realize they're putting themselves in. When you ask for certain things, things shift to what you're asking for. You have never been in that position before to realize what that undertakes. And it's a major thing, and it's going to happen in a lot of different ways. In some ways, it's happening right now, but it's not our place to call it out. It's your place to figure out how to call each other on stuff so that it doesn't get out of control. Because the fact that you're a woman too, and you should be able to understand, that's cool. To be empathetic does not mean to let somebody that you care about be foolish at the same time. Right.
And that's my main thing. Like, that's kind of why I started Words of Wisdom in a way, like, to try to, like, I was on the road to trying to be a better person, still am, right? It's a marathon. And I just wanted to be better. And I saw so many ways in life I could be better, right? So as I'm starting to, like, get better and start doing things, I'm like, well, hey, I can take everybody with me. And there are times, I'm not gonna lie, there are times when I do want to, like, do just special editions, Words of Wisdom, or PSAs, and, like, talk to ladies about things. But I feel like as a public figure, I have more of a responsibility to make sure that I'm bringing it to them in a way that's respectful, right? In a way that they can comprehend, in a way that they can receive it, right? Kind of almost not meeting them where they're at, but being relatable enough. And I feel like that's kind of where I find the hard part for me. But I do feel like the message does need to be brought out. Like, women, everything that, even if I've done it or if I haven't done it, if I see something, like, or if I know about something that's a thing, I'm gonna address it subtly until I figure out a way to address it completely, because it has to be addressed. And I don't really see females really calling other females out on it. I really see females like, yes, girl, yes. Like, they're gonna, it's giving bump. You know what I mean? Like, it's not giving what y'all think it's giving. And y'all are supporting each other in the nonsense, and then it creates more nonsense. And now, because the nonsense becomes acceptable. So yeah, it's important for a female, if you see another female, like, you don't gotta tell everybody you fixed her crown, but go fix her crown.
Yeah, man, give them a nudge up and stop just co-signing everything, because it's getting weird. Now that everything's on social media, we get to see what women are doing when they're not around us. A lot of y'all are losing a lot of y'all powers because y'all are just vain and boring and look at me and attention seeking, and it's corny.
Yes, and the twerking. And it's
corny, and it don't matter how much money you make at work. Y'all got jobs where y'all out to gossip all day a lot of the times that y'all brag about. So we don't care anymore. Your uncle pay for your car and your dad pay for your apartment.
Yeah. And the twerking, let's be clear, the twerking too.
Amateur twerking sucks. T-shirts on sale right now. Been having them for a while.
I'm gonna have to cop one of those, because
I got you.
I'm just not one of those people who support twerking. I think I'm just gonna get back to the question real quick. That's what I was really gonna say.
It's a filter. You put the camera on a girl, she can't figure out what else to do comfortably because she can't control the camera. She just twerks.
I feel like if you're not a stripper, or if you're not a dancer, because I guess that's included in some dance routines or whatever. But if you're not a stripper and you're not a dancer, I don't feel like you should just be twerking in the camera. Like I see that all day, every day
10 years
on my
ago,
timeline.
strippers was disgusting to y'all until you started emulating them. Anyway.
Yep. I mean, down to the hair, makeup, dress, and dance moves. They've started emulating strippers down to every part of a stripper.
Started emulating strippers and men.
And men.
Men.
Well, wait, get into that a little bit.
Men that identify femininely have taken over everything. If you're not rich if you're stylish, hairdresser, and all of that, and your makeup person is not a black man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a thing. So when they start beating faces, they're contouring your face the same way that they contour theirs to hide their masculinity.
Yeah. I didn't get what you...
Overkill for most women. You don't need it.
Yes. I was going to say, I didn't get what you're saying, but I started to get it, and that's absolutely true. Even down to our terminology. It's giving. That comes from the community. You know what I mean?
Most of the slang that's popping for years, and at least 10, has come from their community, and they judging y'all based on it, and they front on y'all when it's convenient. And it shouldn't be the division because I want everybody to be how everybody be. But this is part of what I was saying, where a lot of the things where the power is being divided into and where it's going into, y'all not using it right. Y'all acting like y'all are.
That's deeper than I even realized. Yeah,
need to be ironed out and figured out, and y'all need your own identity because they're saying that there's no y'all without them. That's an argument that's been going on for a couple years now.
That's interesting. Like I've heard something along those lines. They probably like got into it. I didn't really tap in completely, but yeah, that does make a lot of sense. And it's starting to become that way though. Like it's already that way for a lot of people, but it's starting to almost all overcome because if you kind of like women, yeah, I don't even want to get too much into it, but 90s, yeah.
I remember when it was these VHSs and they was called slam videos, and not the kind of slam y'all thinking. It was runway stuff. And they walk, stick their leg
Vogue,
up
do the voguing. Yeah.
Drop real hard. They was just doing that. Anyway, man.
Yeah, the voguing.
It's starting to look like Back to the Future to them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a very real thing. I think, I don't know. I think I'm going to do some digging and bring that back up because that's definitely a real thing. I see it. I didn't know that it was like such a big conversation, and I'm definitely going to do some research because I'm interested to hear more about that and get in some different opinions, and yeah, I'm interested in that
and
for sure.
Put a blanket on it. It's a small thing, but it's a thing, and it's going to grow depending on how it's handled.
See, the crazy thing is, I think it's a very big thing. For me, in my opinion, for a female.
It's not enough to put on the whole community.
Not on the whole community.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not on the whole community.
To say a majority.
To generalize,
like
yeah.
I don't want it to seem like that. I was using the wrong word. Generalize.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But I see so much of it being picked up. So like just from like nails, hair, makeup, even the way that the makeup is done, like you're talking about beating the face, even the way the hair is done now. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do some research. We're going to bring this back up. But you guys, we're about to take a quick break. Make sure you guys stay tuned in for the rest of the show because we got some more spicy subject coming. So make sure you guys stay locked in because once you're locked in, ain't no switching up. We'll be right back.
Yep.
All right, y'all. I hope you guys are ready to get into some juicy topics because we got a couple left. So I believe it's on you.
It's my turn?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me see what's going on. Mamba. Is it wrong to carry a child to term if the father isn't interested in being a father?
That's juicy.
Yeah, it sounds like a setup. Is it wrong to carry a child to term if the father isn't interested in being a father? Like that's so many variables there, right?
I think it is. I think we could break down a few.
All right. Cool. Takes two people to make a baby. To have a baby is always a blessing. Black female maternity rate, crazy. So opportunities and all of that is still a part of this, right? I think that the part that stands out to me as a male is when the guy says early on, even before we know anything is going on, like when we having these conversations, we about to engage in things, that's not what he's trying to do. And you say, well, F that. You know what a lot of women say is, it's cool, we don't need you anyway. And then you get a letter in the mail. Because they went somewhere and they said, well, do you know who the father is so that we could bill him too? And then she decides she got to go to court. So liability is probably what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
And mind you, you are liable. You was there. But what's the expectation of somebody to tell you they're not going to be there?
Right.
And how much of that is whose fault when you don't accept that?
And that's really what it comes down to.
Okay, so I'm good. All right. Cool.
Yeah, that's.
Right,
I mean, when I saw it, that's really what came to my mind. It's like there's so many. One example popped in my head. I don't know if you saw this. There's a man. He went I'll say he went viral, right? He was on like a shade room, all the blog posts, and basically what he was saying was that he was basically saying like he has 7 kids. I think he has 7 or 11. I don't know why I'm looking at 7 and 11 right now. 7. Yeah, he might have been like towards 11 up. He had like let's say just for context purposes, 11 kids, and he basically said he doesn't take care of them and doesn't plan on them
because he told every single one of the women that he didn't want kids.
Right, and I'm trying to think
that was his excuse, his reason
for his reason, right? And like as a woman, I feel so conflicted saying this, but it feels so wrong saying this, but it's actually the facts of life. If someone tells you they don't want to do something and you go behind their back and do it, then you can't expect for them, and they're like automatically quote unquote involved, you can't expect them to put their heart into it. So let's just say let's just put it for like in a different example. Like you call your friend to go play basketball, right? And he like, yeah, bro, I really don't feel like playing ball today. Like I really played like the last like 3 weeks. I've been playing every day straight for like 3 hours a day. And I'm just like, I'm really tired, whatever. Right. And then like, you say, okay, bro. All right, cool. I hear you. We'll come. Let me come pick you up. We're just gonna go chill at the park, and then you guys get to the park, and there's already like there's a whole another team, and then there's like the rest of you guys' team, and he's the person that you need on the team, and you guys are supposed to play this like game for like let's just say money, just to add even a little more. What do they call it, Riz or whatever on there, razzle dazzle. I don't know, little razzle dazzle on there. Like y'all are playing for money, so now you almost feel like obligated to play because you want to make the money for your friend, but you also want to make money for yourself. You guys are all going to split it. So now you almost feel obligated to have to like be involved, right? And I feel like that's that's like the same thing. You know, you have this conversation with the man before you guys meet. He makes it very clear he doesn't want children or doesn't want any more children or whatever the case may be. And then let's just say you guys are practicing safety, but then you somehow stop taking your birth control. And you know that when you stop taking your birth control, not only are you risking getting pregnant, but you're now at a higher chance of getting pregnant because it's been holding back all this time. It's ready. Your ovaries are like, feed me, yes, they're like, so I feel like, it's putting the person in the position where they're like, well, I didn't really want to be here, but now I'm here. And it's like, and I feel obligated to be a part of this situation. So should I or should I not? I think it's wrong to put someone in that type of position. No, it's wrong. I'm not going to say what I think or whatever. It's wrong. It's wrong to like blindly lead someone into a situation that they weren't ready for or didn't want. Like that's not right. And we all know there's some people who do this with like other intention in mind, right? So their whole thing is to like, oh, he got money. Oh, we gonna set him up for a check.
It don't even take money to know that a baby is leverage.
Yes. Leverage on it. It could be anything, right? It could be a relationship. It could be love. It could be financial. But I feel like, no, you know what? Over financial, I might be love over financial. People think that I have his baby, it's going to keep him forever. Like people have this like mentality that they have a child to one, that they're like, they have to be in a relationship with them for like, maybe not even forever, but for an elongated period, then they were willing to stay in the relationship.
Or worst case scenario, I still have this other human that has to love me forever because I have a child.
Right. Or that, which also creates like, that's a completely unhealthy dynamic. And this is how this is
the postpartum.
Yes.
False expectations.
As to the, yes. Yes, you are preaching right now because that's such a real thing. And at postpartum, women feel at their lowest. So like they're reaching out for any form of love. So that's exactly how that connects. And that creates an even more unhealthy dynamic between, the mother and their children. Because these are the types of mothers who eventually end up, depending on their kids for things that they don't need to depend on their kids for. Or putting them in positions of responsibility. Right, with intention of companionship or with intention of like having them take on more responsibility than they need to at whatever age they're at. Because I have friends who like will say like, yeah, like I was the man of the house at 12 and I was working here and there. I had like little side hustles and had a job and had to take care of them. I'm just like, I couldn't even imagine. I respect it,
but it's very scary.
It's very scary, and I feel like it's wrong for the parent to put the kid. And I'm not gonna say. I don't want to say all boys, but mainly from the interactions I've had with people and conversations I've had, it seems like a male thing. Like it's on like there's no. You might have a mom and sisters, and you might be the only literally the only male in the house. So you become the man of the house, which isn't
because of the classification. Two things: classification of man of the house. All right, your sister may have just as much or more responsibility than you do. She has to clean. She has to get everybody ready for school. She has to get everybody home from school. She has to cook at an early age, right? You have to protect the house. Whether you know how to do that or not, whatever you could do to that ability, you have to wrap your head around protecting all of those people and whatever they do inside of their house, whatever their role is, whether that's the baby or your older sister that's holding it down. She's still just doing womanly things. She's being a young lady. You becoming a man of a house is a big difference. It's a different level of pressure just by the meaning of the terminology and the necessity that's really behind it.
And then especially if you don't have anyone to teach you how to do this thing.
Absolutely.
Because you don't have a father, that's why you're the man in the house. So now you're like really just grasping at this idea that you see or that idea. And then if you're
being irate, erratic, and emotional and getting yourself into trouble because you don't know how to handle emotions. You just know how to react to things. Right. And you have no way to regulate like how you feel and like how you should be, how you should act. Right. And the second thing is, and Bug, I know you ain't got no mic, but it's not a man in this world that could have compared what she just compared to a basketball pickup game. That was the most amazing thing I ever heard in my life. I'm sitting here like, did she just say, yo, homie, come play pickup basketball about parenthood? Oh, yeah. I'm ecstatic, yo. This is history. This is history.
I was trying to think of something good. I was like, wait, that's
no, that was hilarious. No, I mean, you give good examples, but a lot of times, if the example isn't viewed as equal to the person that needs to receive it, they act like it's apples and oranges, like they're not both fruit.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? So it was just interesting to see you do it because you might get away with it. We'll see the comments.
Yeah, we're gonna see. And you actually, while I'm at it, in the comments, let us know. Do you think that's fair? Do you think it's fair for a father who like previously said he didn't want to be a father for the woman he's with to make him a father? Is that unfair? You guys let us know. We touched on a couple different variables here, but just let us know how you guys are feeling because I'm always interested to see the different perspectives. And if you got a personal story, shoot, let us know too because I'd love to hear. Single
motherhood been since slavery, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah,
like
they raised other people's kids never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, fed them from our bodies. We're not even gonna get into all that, but yeah.
So the victimization is crazy, but let's go.
The victimization is crazy. It's so true. And you know what I think is? It's also like, not to call no names, but Amanda Seal, like making yourself the victim. Like it's not even that you are the victim, but you just want to. She's
somebody that's so intelligent that they will talk themselves out of everything that makes sense.
Every opportunity.
She can explain how she feels, how she interprets it, how you meant it, how you feel about it, and how you about to feel about what she's saying.
Yeah.
She's Jesus. She can only marry a saint. Like she needed. Like yeah. I mean, like what do you do when you the female Jesus? You just know everything.
You just know everything. And what's crazy to me is that she keeps disrespecting Shannon Sharp. Like you're going on this whole you just went on a whole run, well, tried to, because no one would have you, but you tried to go on this whole run talking about how no one likes you and how you're such a victim, and then you went on Shannon Sharp's show and he gave you full opportunity to explain yourself. He gave you grace, he gave you compassion, he was patient with you, and then you go and stab him in the back and go on this whole other tirade or multiple tirades about how he demeaned you and didn't let you speak and misinterpreted everything you were trying to say, when really you talk in circles, shorty. Like, I wanted to like you. Like, you're smart and you have this whole like suburb kid thing about you, and we were here with that. I'm like, yeah, another black girl from the suburbs who's trying talented. To, you know what I mean? She really is another talented. She seems like she could work hard, put in the right position. So I really wanted to like her, and she was on My Brother and Me. Mm-hmm. Like, I wanted to like her so much, but as the years go on, I can't like you because you want to be the victim so bad that you will like distort facts, right, and say them in different ways to distort people's minds to make yourself the victim every time. And I was only saying that to lead back to that's what a lot of these quote unquote single moms well, I'm not gonna say quote unquote single moms. They make themselves out to be the victim
because the single mom doesn't have help, and a lot of people think just because the dad is not in the house that makes them a single parent. And you are not a single parent because you are not the only one contributing to that child. You're
not a single mom. You're just you're a mom that's single. Right? Exactly. You're a mom that's single. You don't have no man, but your son has a father. Your daughter has a father.
First statements that got blanketed in our community was where you could say, "Oh, I'm a single mom," and people equate you with somebody that doesn't have help.
Yes.
So you had a sob story. You fit into a category of people that are doing it on their own, and you completely deflate and neglect the same man that's already been done that by Section 8. Anyway.
Yep. We can go there if you want. Look, I've been dying. I'm having you back because I've been.
So I start saying stuff.
I've been dying to have these conversations. Yeah, we having fun, but we need to inform the people too, because I love having these type of conversations, because these are the conversations that aren't had. With people are afraid to have these conversations, and they're wondering and confused, and some people don't know that this was a thing. Some people don't know that Section 8 and welfare and all these things were implemented in the black household to push away the black male out of the household, so that the black woman could rely on Uncle Sam and also resent the black male, which was also done in slavery when they took the black males out of even just the small little spaces that they were in, and they would demean them in front of the black women to make the black woman hate the black man. They want us to hate each other so bad because they know unified we're unstoppable. They want us to hate each other so bad. I'm down for having these types of conversations, but y'all not ready. Y'all not ready for it. We're gonna get into it.
We gotta have a panel, and that's something that you said something earlier. You kind of tap danced around it, but you were saying how you want to have the conversations with women, and you was like, but I gotta put it in a way. You were saying kind of like palatable, but what I also received, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that you feel like that if it was in a panel or a forum, you would get too much pushback to get your point across.
Yes.
That's amazing coming from a woman.
Yes.
But the acknowledgement of that leads into what I've been saying the whole time about women aren't allowed to check each other no more or whatever have you, because everybody has a catchphrase to debate it, and that's more important than what you're trying to say.
Yeah, like I remember just like as a woman, like I just want to be better. Like I just feel like I'm not, even now I've gotten so much better over the years, and I still feel like I'm just not even close to my peak yet. Like I have so many more ways that I can still upgrade my life, and like just inside, right? And I feel like a lot of women just like, one, either they don't want to, or two, they don't feel like they can. They don't feel like they can get better, and they feel like they know everything. And that's one thing, as I feel like, I don't know if this is a fact or not. It's just how I feel. Women already have this kind of like know-it-all attitude anyway, so you can't tell them nothing. Like, and then when you do try to tell them something, you're being catty, or you're being like, I can't even say the words on here, but you're just being like catty. I'll put it like that.
Ladies, do this for an example, right? Imagine if men really supported deadbeats as much as y'all act like we do.
Right, because I don't...
Just imagine that if every dude knew his homies wasn't cool on the kid side of things, it was like, man, well, you know, bitch, man. You know how they do. You know, what you gonna do? Imagine if we did that.
Yeah.
That's how crazy some of the stuff that y'all co-sign looks, yo.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous. You can't find a decent, reputable man that'll tell you, like, no, my man don't do nothing, but I get it. He gonna tell you, yo, if my folks ain't dealing with they state folks, I don't want to deal with them. They're gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had the attitude towards it that y'all pretend we do. The same way that y'all pretend that we want all the fake stuff when we tell y'all, you put up a poll. What y'all want, fake or real? 90% of the men say real, and every woman in the comments say, that ain't what y'all like. Y'all really like this, that, and the third. You are telling yourself that you're not enough.
You're telling yourself that you're not enough, and you're also going for men who already feel like they're not enough. So y'all together is dangerous.
Nicki Minaj and Rihanna, which I don't think Rihanna got but so much fake going on, if any. And Nicki Minaj is a superstar, and of course a beautiful woman. But ask the men if they want to be married to them.
Right.
Which one?
Right.
Ask them.
Right. And another thing is too,
I
that
want the one who cheeks ain't gonna fall in her calves in the next 10 years, man.
Yeah.
You don't know where that stuff going. Cardi don't even know what's in her body. Anyway, man.
And she say that openly too.
Because it was so long ago.
It was so long ago.
It could be cheese in it.
Yeah, she don't know. Cottage.
In the Bronx. What y'all doing, man?
That's real, but I think also
the mold. Huh?
some women there's women out there too who not the molded cheese, not the blue cheese.
I mean, whatever. Okay. The crazy thing is, it could be anything in there that could mold. There's a lot of stuff that mold. Like, we don't know what they feel. So we see a lot of horror stories about what's going on.
Yeah, even K. Michelle with her almost risking her life to get it taken out.
After she was just trying to get attention for her body so much that she ran through a label building naked on camera.
Yes, and she couldn't even walk good. Like, girl, you were like, what? She like 5'3"? Mm-hmm. And then her butt was like 5'3" too, and she couldn't even walk.
And then you got Black China.
Oh yeah,
you got Kylie. They taking fillers out.
Her fillers are crazy.
Yeah, because they don't grow with your face naturally.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, I don't know.
Not even mature yet.
Yeah, that's more I was thinking. Somebody was basically saying about like a lot of these girls who get surgery, they get it done before their body's done developing.
Check this out: 42 in 2 weeks, no fillers.
None.
That's all I'm saying.
How about it?
How about if you just leave your face alone? It might do something.
Right.
Sheesh.
Right. And a lot of girls, also a lot of women, I should say, they get their bodies done before they have their first kid. And after you have your first child, your body changes.
Your grown woman body a little bit.
Yeah, you start
bit.
Your hips start spreading just a little bit. Like everything starts coming together. And
that
if
little things start tooting, them little things start poking, you get a little something with you.
It'd be a little something going on, but you didn't even let yourself develop first, one, and then you didn't even have a kid second, which, you know, like I said, changes your body. You didn't even let these natural things happen that are supposed to happen to us as women. You didn't let these things happen for you before you went to go put like all these like random things.
And I'll say still random gonna happen, things. And you gonna walk around looking like you in a B movie.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, Cash Doll. Shout out to Cash Doll, because I really, really do. I mess with Cash Doll a little bit. I mess with Cash Doll.
Real or fake?
She's definitely fake, right?
Okay, and she's husky, but I don't know a lot about her.
She's husky, but she's also pregnant right now, and she looked like a big body Benz, like. I don't know, like her hips are on parentheses, they out here, then her stomach is out here, and you can see the shape out here, and it's just like when women get work done. Jessica Dime, when she was pregnant, she's I don't know if you guys know her, she's like a rapper from down south, stripper turned rapper. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was on like Love and Hip Hop or something. Yeah. Like when she was pregnant, it was crazy. She was like this. She looked big as some of y'all big backs, because not because she like is a big back, but because she already had all this like crazy work done, and then now you have this huge belly, and it's like you literally could topple over at any minute. Like, I'm just naming any girl who gets the surgery done.
I'm imagining an orangutan, but we're not allowed to talk about our people like that. But the way you was just,
yeah, that's how it kind of looks like. It's like you got.
I don't like to talk about our people like that. I'm just talking about the motion.
Yeah, just the motion, It's giving like, oh, I feel like I could fall in any moment, because you got to take one huge step, and then the next huge step, and then you got this huge thing, and it's just like all this weight is pushing forward. Like, do you feel like you're gonna fall? But again, all these girls, Cash Doll, Jessica Dime, all the ones I'm naming, they didn't have kids before they got their surgery. How do we know? Because they documented their first pregnancies. So we already know they didn't have kids beforehand, and they went and got the surgery done, and now they like dragging their bodies around.
And
like
Sexy Red had a baby, and 2 hours later was dancing on the bed, running out the hospital, was on stage for 12 hours.
And you cannot tell her that her butt is not
superhero.
the fattest. She's gonna claim it. She's gonna go 10 toes down on it. Okay, she's gonna own her sexiness because she's Sexy Red or whatever. But my thing is, I could respect her not getting fillers. And I don't know if y'all seen her. I actually took a look at her the other day, and since she had the baby, she got a little thicker. She definitely got a little thicker in the right places because she had the baby. She went and worked out, and she's been doing what she needs to do.
She didn't pop back like what y'all call it? Get snatched back.
That is like, some new age.
She didn't have a belly though. Like as soon as she came back outside, she was pretty tight. Like it was, she did, but it wasn't crazy.
Yeah, but
she never stopped running around.
Right.
She's a superhero, yo. Sexy Red is a superhero.
Yeah, she puts in a lot of work. She's a hardworking woman. I'm not gonna hold. Everybody can say what they have to say about her. I said some things about her.
She's a superhero.
But
I don't know the song. I know of one song. She's a superhero.
Yeah, I can appreciate someone's work ethic over like liking their music. I don't really, that's all.
Identify with it.
Yeah, like just because I don't identify with it or I don't appreciate it doesn't mean that it's not like valid to someone else. Yeah. But I always look at people's work ethic, and she works really, really hard.
Different monster. I got us on Sexy Red and Off the Bodies, but we gotta flip another card anyway, though.
We do. Okay, I'm gonna flip one. Okay. All right. This is crazy. All your exes are at one table together. What do they agree on? They gotta agree on one thing about you.
Because it's one or two things, and I'm trying to be honest.
No, you could give a couple if you want. It doesn't have to be like one.
Either I'm the greatest that they've ever dealt with as far as how they was treated as a total. Maybe not in certain circumstances, but overall, I think I pretty much was the greatest. But the other thing I think they would probably say is he didn't like me as much as I liked him.
That's crazy. I did not think you were gonna say that.
And it might not be true, but I think that's how they would feel.
That's how they would feel.
I'm a whole Gemini, so I'm hard to deal with.
Okay, I'm Gemini too.
In certain ways, my balance is different.
Yeah,
so I think that certain people may or may not, and mind you, I don't have a lot of exes, so this isn't like. You say ex, I'm thinking girlfriends, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
people
official.
that deserve arguments and energy. Like, I don't think. I think most of them would say if I'm not the best boyfriend they had, I'm top 2, and that I probably didn't like them as much as they like me.
That's interesting. Yeah, I would say probably like that. I work really hard, and that I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with success. I'll put it like that. I think that everyone could agree that like they may have felt slighted at some point in the relationship.
To a fault. Okay.
Yeah, to a fault. They may have felt slighted here or there because I'm always going to be focused on the goal at the end of the day. And maybe in some relationships I was in, I didn't maybe have the knowledge that I have like today to be able to even go as hard as I'm going. But everyone could always say like, hey girl, she obsessed with being a rapper. Like she obsessed with being like, she's obsessed. And yeah, I would say those are the two things that they would agree on. Nobody could argue that ever, those two things. So yeah, I would say those two things.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're about to take.
That was an easy one. That was so light compared to what we've been doing tonight. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was like lightweight. Because you know what's so funny? Because I feel like, well, yours I feel was like a little heavy because I did not. I don't know. That's something very interesting to say about someone. And like even though, and what was more interesting is when you said it may not have been the truth, but that's how they felt. Mm-hmm. And I'm a Gemini Cancer, like I'm on the cusp. So I definitely feel that Geminis have weird ways about them. And like I don't want to say all Geminis, because I hate to like, generalize everyone. So people like, I don't act like that. But there is some truth to like the sign to characteristic thing. And I think one of the things is like Geminis get into these modes of determination. where they're going to get it done regardless who has to suffer. They're going to get it done. And I feel like that's a Gemini trait. And I feel like people may feel slighted in those ways, different ways. But we are about to take a quick break. When we get back, we got, some more things to talk about. So make sure you guys stay locked in, because once you locked in, ain't no switching up. We'll be right back.
I swear.
All right, guys, we're about to get into some more juicy topics on the Ranting Raving Pod. I hope you guys have been enjoying the segment, because I've been having a ball.
I'm having a blast.
Yes, so I really hope you guys are having fun with us. And I think it's on you. Is it on you? I think it's on you.
I'm the guest. I go twice.
I'll say the pink drink kick it is, so I'm not sure who's what.
Make
that
sure
pink
you get
drink.
your pink drink.
Get your jugs for a dub. What? This joint right here, if you take this to the face, you're done. All right. Seen it happen.
Cinco. The Sammie. Are influencers influencing too much? Yes or no, and why? And I like this question. We gonna start with you.
Yes. Yes.
I knew that was the answer.
Yes, they're influencing way too much. And more than influencing too much, they're influencing the wrong things, because the wrong things are catching on and becoming popular to the point where, and I'm just going to give the big example of the one that I cannot stand the most. This big thing of like, I don't care. I don't give a F. I don't care, because I don't respect people who don't have anything to care about. I don't respect people, and I don't associate myself, and I'm not around people who just don't give a F, because that means you don't have anything to look forward to. You have nothing going for yourself. You have nothing planned. You just don't care. You just throw anything out the way and out the window.
Only children get to do what they want.
Only children get to do what they want, right? And it really bothers me, and I feel like a lot of influencers have this thing like, oh, I don't care, girl, I'm gonna do this, or I don't care, I'm gonna do that, and I'm ladies, I swear I'm not coming for y'all, but most of the influencers that I see are women, right? I do see male influencers, but not so much. I see more women influencers, and they're influencing women to do all the wrong things. Like you'll have a podcast or a channel that's geared towards like women, right? And they'll be supposedly trying to help you find a man or how to keep a man. And then you'll tell them all the wrong things. You'll just tell them all the things on what men hate, what they don't want to be a part of, what they don't like. And then you're feeding this to all the women, and now all the women love you. And they're all, yes, girl, it's giving wife. And it was never given that, because y'all still don't have no ring. Like it bothers me. Those sorts of things really bother me, and I feel
you ain't single by choice. You never mind.
Yes, it's by force. Stop saying that too, because that's the number. That's the thing. Oh, I'm single because I want to be.
I know you could have been somebody's girlfriend. You ain't want to be his girlfriend, so you still waiting. You not single by choice.
Mm-hmm. And then the one that you didn't want. Yeah, after he gets settled down and happy somewhere, now you want him all of a sudden. Now he's just this great thing. Now you support everything he do and just everything like that. All of a sudden you just like stop. But back to the question, I'm sorry. The influencers, yes, they're influencing too much. They have too much control over people's brains, right? They say one thing. If enough people catch on, or if enough people support it, it's now a thing. It's the thing. And now everyone's like, it's just ridiculous. At some point we got to stop.
I think one of the illest things I ever heard Charlamagne say that his mom told him was to read and engage in things that don't pertain to him.
Yes, I've heard that quote before. He said it in his
book.
He
about how he read the Judy Blume books because he saw white girls and can't be nothing to do with me. Let me check out. And he learned a lot, and he's addicted to it. He actually met and talked to her, which is amazing.
So dope, right?
But like,
I grew up on Judy Blume, so
now,
yeah.
You have stan culture. You don't have these mothers or these people telling you to venture off and be brighter. They're telling you, no, find a way to clap back. So in order to have something to stand on, to have your own little island, you identify directly with somebody that does the smallest thing that you identify with, even if that's being toxic. If it's like, no, when they go low, I go to hell.
Yeah,
if you find the motherfuckers that do that, and you don't have any other examples.
Yes,
you don't look. We not on the joint no more. I can curse a little bit. You don't look for better. You just identify and you follow all these people. You watch the other ones on TV. Yes. You hang around people that do the same things, and then you sit your daughter, your son on the couch while you on the phone watching the stuff, talking about the same thing, and now the baby grown. Yes. I wonder why. Yes. Like, it's crazy. Like. As much as I think that I'm good at certain things, whether that was sports, whether that's media, whether that's acting, I've done a lot. I'm always looking at people who quote unquote do it better or different than I do. I don't just identify with people that reflect my opinions because that's not helping me grow. Sometimes you need to hear both sides of the argument. Y'all caught up in politics right now, but you're only listening to one side of the argument. And I ain't going to tell you which side to listen to, but that's the only way you're going to find out where you fall at. Mm-hmm. Honestly. So I'm just somebody that, like, I look at a lot of that stuff different, and it's like right now, y'all are standing. It is a bunch of white t-shirts with blonde hair. It is a bunch of pink wigs with silver on. It is a bunch of blue dudes with blue rags. It is a bunch of red dudes with red rags. It is a bunch of on my dead homies and on folk and them. And don't none of y'all know no folk or no dead homies.
Mm-hmm. Talk to them.
And it's very weird because it's not based around growth. And mind you, I'm older, but I did the same thing in my neighborhood. I did the same thing when I went to college as a freshman. I went to parties with the seniors all the time. They partied all week. I rode with them, got in free, got wasted, and had a ball, and was hanging with they females. But that's because I never seen myself as somebody that I just need somebody to identify exactly with me. I need to be around somebody I can learn from.
Yes.
And I don't need protection, which is why I'm accepted, because they feel like I can hold my own.
That's powerful right there.
So it's about confidence, and a lot of y'all are so insecure that y'all are just standing. Y'all are listening to people that are telling y'all that they in a bad way, even telling y'all that the way that y'all following is a bad way, and y'all still doing it because they already gave you the excuse.
Yep. And I love that you brought up the insecurity. Like I had something else to say that I loved you brought up, but I totally knocked it out.
My bad.
No, you're good. No, you're fine. Like
I've been apologizing all night.
No, stop. Because stand on business. What you said needed to be said and needed to be heard. I love the insecurity thing because that's how they don't realize that's how they prey on them. Mm-hmm. A lot of these influencers, and let's just bring up side note, Future, right? The Percocet, Molly Percocet. He don't do neither one.
According to him, he never did none of them drugs.
According to him, he don't do anything at all.
How many times is y'all doing party drugs and gang drugs because he said it?
Because he said it. A lot of these influencers, and I say that only to say a lot of these influencers don't even live like the get ready with me. That's not how they get ready. The day-to-day life, that's not their day-to-day life. Like it's just not, and they're convincing you that it is, and they're preying on your insecurity. So now you're already feeling insecure. So now you feel like, oh, I have to do it this way because something as simple as getting ready. I've seen girls, influencers, who do the get ready with me, and they like even down to the brushing their teeth. And I've seen people in the comments like, oh, I never brush that way. I'm going to start trying to brush that way. What? You not listening to your dentist, but you listen to this girl who got veneers. She just got done in someone's basement. They gonna fall out in 10 years.
And she brushed her teeth 2 minutes before she showed y'all that she brushed her teeth because she's insecure as you are.
Just as you are. She's never. She's
never gonna show you the real her. It's like the girl that wakes up before her husband puts her makeup on and gets back in bed.
Yeah.
That's how they treat the internet.
That's how they treat the internet. That's literally how it is out here. It's ridiculous.
Woke up like this.
Down to that.
You know, if you woke up like that, you're disgusting. You should have washed your face last night so your pores could. Anyway.
Yeah, they keep that makeup on, and then they get in their skin gets terrible, and they got to put thicker makeup on to cover it up, and then thicker makeup on, and then their skin is now they got blotches, and now they skin melting off pretty much. Like
it's this old fashioned. I know I'm outdated. I know I'm not supposed to say these words. Prune juice, castor oil. Clear your system. Drink some water and breathe.
Now I'm gonna tell you something about that castor oil, right? Now I might guess the castor oil, but you better take a day off.
Yeah.
Take a day off.
Yeah.
Don't make no plans, because that castor oil hit different. Than that prune juice, it hit different than anything. That you really just took it back. But I know about the castor oil.
It worked.
It works.
It worked. It'll clear your skin will be glowing like hers.
Yeah. It works.
I keep it G with you. Like, don't
Trust
wait till
me.
they prescribe it to you. It's $5. It's across the street.
Literally.
It's across the street.
And if you want to do a deep condition on your hair.
Yep.
Yeah. Put it in your hair too. It works for everything.
And flaxseed oil.
Flaxseed oil. That's that. I feel like I didn't hear about that when growing up. I always knew about castor oil. Flaxseed oil. I just recently heard about.
Oil helps with alopecia too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Women who keep wearing them lace fronts. You done ripped everything off. Now you run around here saying you at alopecia, but you know you don't. You keep wearing them lace fronts.
That's crazy.
I keep it G. It's a thing.
The flaxseed oil, they even have like lemon flavor, mint flavor, and all that. So you can get the flavor, right? So this is what you do. You get the regular and you rub it on your head. Like you use it like conditioner. You rub it on the spot specifically, but you rub it in your hair because why not, right? Grease is grease, right? Once you start putting stuff in your hair. And then take a shot of the good tasting stuff. You can mix it with stuff and all of that, just like anything else you use. You know what I mean? Just like turmeric and anything else that somebody would recommend. You can mix it with something that's not overpowering just so that you can get it down. But if you do both of those things, you'll see results.
That's interesting. I didn't even know that. That's great to know.
I've done it and recommended it.
And flaxseed is also, I started eating this new granola. I wish I knew the name. Shout out to Aldi. But I started eating this new granola and it has flax seeds like throughout it. So I feel like I'm getting that extra dosage and I never taste it or anything. Like it's just in the granola.
Luxurious out here.
You see my locks coming in? Y'all see them, y'all? Y'all see them, y'all? Yeah, I don't want to let them get too long, but I'm gonna let them get to a healthy length. You know, something I like. But y'all can even get it in granola if you're like, because I know some people are like weird about taste. I'll take some if I know it's good for me. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna chalk it up.
You gotta get through it.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna get through it if I know it's gonna, it's gonna assist my body and my health and everything like that. Because health is wealth, y'all. If y'all didn't know, but I'm all for that. I think we got time for one more. I'm about to squeeze out one more before we let y'all go. I don't know. I kind of want to pick a number now, but my numbers. Let me see. I'm gonna see which one because all right. Actually, you know what? My son's birthday. Okay.
Oh, she got excited.
Okay. This is cool. This is cool. Which celebrity which clothing line impacted hip hop more?
I like this question.
There's 4. So you may have seen this float on the internet, but I added some options. Okay. 1, Fubu. 2, Sean John. 3, Fat Farm. Or 4, Rocawear. This is interesting.
I'm split between 2.
Which 2?
I'm split between Rocawear and Fubu. And I'm going to tell you why. Let me see the card real quick. Sean John was made by a hip-hop person, but wasn't marketed at a certain level. It was supposed to be the next level from hip-hop clothing. When you get down to the style of the velours and the suits, they was making suits and stuff. It was different. It wasn't the same, but it's the part that I missed. Like I really, as much as I wanted to have a closet full of all my people stuff, I need one of y'all to make some casual wear so I can have some slacks and a suit that y'all made too. But I know that's a bigger undertaking. So I'm waiting on y'all. I got y'all. I'll buy the suit. We can get it tailored. I'm good. I got good shoulders. Fat Farm was a little early for 1, and 2 was kind of the same. If you look at what Russ was trying to embody, there was a lot of preppy looks. It was the sweater vest. It was the they look like shell toes, but the acceptable ones, like the white sneaks in Armani Exchange right now. Like they was like them. Fubu was actually marketed through the streets, through the clubs. Started with the bouncers and the security guards. Is who he started dressing. I know the story. And always identified as hip hop, especially internationally. A lot of people don't know that Fubu still has a huge following somewhere in the Bay on the West Coast, and in China and Japan and the skate culture. Fubu is still really big, but it's based on hip hop likeness. Now, for me personally, it would be Rocawear because that's the one that me and all my homies gravitated towards and birth state property and things like that. But I don't think it was ever as big as Fubu, but being from Philly, Fubu was always considered a little cheesy. Even though we understood the message behind it, just having a big 05 on your chest was not fly. Or just, you know what I mean, having the words real big. Like, I've never been somebody like, if I spend this $3,000 in Gucci, it better say Gucci across. Like, I don't want that. I want the one the niggas got to be like, oh, we got that thing on. Hold up. I don't know what that is. Like, it's a little different. And I think for Philly, Fubu was a little much. But it might take the cake. But personally, for me, it's Rocawear. And Fat Farm and Sean John, I respect. But for those reasons of where they were trying to market and where they were trying to take the game, which is acceptable.
Right.
I don't think they classify as much as the other two.
So
you said imparted hip hop more.
Impacted hip
hop more. Okay, because that C is crazy.
But okay. I told you about the handwriting.
I think that's different.
That's so interesting. I'm so interested in the fact that like FUBU wasn't a big, because I'm not from Philly. I know we didn't address this on your show, but if you ever go back and listen to the one conversation we had, that's why I was like, oh really? Wait, you were teaching me, because I'm not from the area. I'm not even from the East Coast. So like a lot of things are like foreign to me, but they're also very interesting to me. So like
FUBU was a little loud. It was New York style.
New York style.
It was like a Nietzsche.
So my parents are from New York, so I definitely know, definitely been frequent in New York growing up.
NYC actually, but we called it a Nietzsche. It was, I don't know why they spelled it.
Wait, it wasn't NYC? I always called it a Nietzsche too.
It's pronounced NYC.
Wow.
And when you read it, that's crazy.
You learn something new every day. Okay, how many of y'all knew that in the comments? No, because I'm going to need feedback. Y'all didn't know that. And don't fall like I knew that.
Because I got a young boy that be on it. It's NYC, yo.
Do not fraud. Did you know that? Write it in the comments, because I know y'all didn't know that. And I can't wait for somebody to fraud. Like, show me proof that you do. Because nobody knew that. That's crazy.
Read it. NYC.
That is crazy. I love that. I love that for them getting us all these years.
Right, I finally got mine. We good now.
So for mine, I mean, I don't really. So I'll say I don't know. I couldn't even decide on one, but I would say like FUBU. I really did appreciate FUBU for just standing for us, by us. Like that alone just let it know that it was something literally for us. Like even Solange writing the song and
which is a good impact, because a lot of people said, well, I could do that too.
Yes,
based
exactly.
on the name alone. So you
based on the note, and I really do appreciate them for like just putting that out there and having that. They were loud. Yeah. They were loud. But a lot of them were loud. Because what's the other one? Echo Red. Yeah. They were loud. And when I see people wear them to this day, because it happens, I still see people wearing them. It's always still
big
very loud.
Rhino on your sweatpants.
Yo, like why? What is it like? Yo, it's crazy.
Big rhinos.
And Fat Farm, I was torn between Fat Farm with this, because you know what? I was thinking about Baby Fat, which came from Fat Farm.
Which was impactful.
Which was super fat, because I was going to do male and female. I was going to chop it up. But I really couldn't find another female line that had the same impact as Baby Fat. Like crazy? We could say Apple Bottoms, but it wasn't that long.
Well, Baby Fat made it necessary for Apple Bottoms.
Yes, and Fetish and J-Lo, because Fetish was
cover every shape. They had that waistline for certain body types.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, Parasucos and all this. Well, we need one for the bigger girls.
Yeah.
And huskier, whatever you call it.
Whatever they identify as. Because everybody identifies differently nowadays. I never know what to call it.
Right. I probably was in love with you anyways.
But Baby Fat had that on lock, and they definitely had the jackets on lock. Yeah. The jackets and the shirts. I remember having the little shirts with the little... Yeah.
Now every company has that cut.
Yes. And I remember begging my mom for a Baby Fat jacket, and it took me... I think it took my sophomore, junior year until I was allowed to have one.
Don't you guys have a tramp stamp that? Never mind.
Yeah, you're supposed to. You know what? It was one of those times where I was like...
His face.
Yeah, it's kind of like a thing to have a tramp stamp with that cutted jacket.
Once you put your hands in your pockets and you pull it tight, the tramp stamp is out.
Yo, do you remember girls doing that purposely?
Yeah.
Purposely, yeah. Now they got this bad habit of walking around with their hands in their pockets. They don't know it came from trying to show off something. Anyway, a henna. But anyway.
I seen a girl tramp stamp that in lowercase letters across her back said unforgettable, and I was like,
oh my God. You know what really kills me?
I got so many questions, but I don't want you to know I saw that, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
The tramp stamp that really bothers me is the eyes.
Yeah, that's so
yo, the eyes are so creepy.
And why did you need eyes back there? Freak?
Back there, like that's so creepy.
What would you really try to do?
The eyes go with like the stars, those stars that were popular, the leopard print, and if butterflies.
You get eyes on the back of your neck, that means something completely different than you get.
What does that mean?
Or your back. On the back of your neck is more. It could be deeper or spiritual. It could still be the thing about having eyes behind your head. When you put eyes somewhere that's only going to be seen in private moments, what's going on in my bedroom stays in my bedroom moments.
Well, don't stay in your bedroom because you keep putting your hands in your pocket to go like this.
Well, you know. We start one way and then we get a little arrogant.
Yes, right? And it happens like that all the time.
I don't wear no shirt now because I ain't no husky. I got tattoos. So in the summertime, I ain't wearing no shirts with white beaters. Just gotta see this ink.
That's another thing that people get, like, I feel like is one of those influencer things, like tattoos. I feel like people feel like they need to get tattoos and they have to have tattoos, and it's such a thing. And it's like I had a conversation with someone who's a lot younger than me. I think she's like 22 or something like that. I mean, she might be 23, 24. She's a lot younger. And I was having a conversation with her, and I was like, are you sure you want to get these tattoos? Because she kept talking about them, right? And she said, well, I've been saving all my tip. And she's a waitress. She was saving all her tip money, all her cash money in a box. And every couple months, what she does when it gets full, she goes and treats herself to tattoos. And I said, are you sure? Because right now I have about 7 tattoos. I want them all removed.
All of them.
All of them. I don't want any tattoos. I feel like I was at a place where I was like, yeah, tap me up. What it was like, tap me up like the subway in Harlem. Like, it was like a thing. And it was like, oh, I'm young, let's get tattooed. And now I hate them all. Every single one. Like, I got my kid's name. I got my kid name on me. I got my brother's names on me. And those are things that, of course, I probably, don't mind having on me. But just the need to have a tattoo, going to tattoo parties and the tattoo artist is drunk and still letting them tattoo you because you drunk, and like just all these things that happen. I mean, those are just bad mistakes. But even still, even if they were like the best tattoos in the world, I'm coming to a time in my life where I just don't want tattoos, and I'm stuck with them for now because I done looked it up and they are super expensive to get taken off. And not only are they expensive, it is a super painful process. And it's a process. That's what people don't understand. It's not just like, oh, you go in a couple sessions. No, this could be 6 months to a year process for you to literally get it lasered off.
To just fade your skin away.
Let
it heal and fade it some more.
That's it. And so I always want to suggest to people, if you are going to get tattoos, I'm just throwing this out there since you brought it up, make sure you really love the tattoo. Make sure that, just make sure that you are going to be in love with your tattoos. Be in love with them. Make sure they mean something to you, because if they don't mean anything to you, it's no point in getting them. And make sure it's there's longevity in the meaning too. Don't just be like I know the new thing right now is to get tatted on me so I know it's real. Like, they keep saying this. I think Nicki Minaj said it in her new song, and it's just like
foolish.
Yeah, like why? Like,
it's foolish.
It's so foolish because you know good and well.
People wanna base the things that solve their insecurities on things that are tangible but not really tangible. It's
right?
Like, yeah, you can see that, but what does that mean? You meet any dude that be around chicks and he'll tell you in a minute, man, I splash on them Jones. They ain't about nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it don't change nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
Don't change nothing. You right though. But I love all mine. Shout out to Wiz. Tap my whole body. I don't give a. It's like no.
But see, yours are meaningful.
As reckless with my tats, yeah.
Yeah, like yours are meaningful. I had a couple meaningful ones. I had ones that I thought they were meaningful. Like, I got my rap name tattooed here, which is also my nickname, on my collarbone. But now I dropped the Y and added the K. So what now?
Oh my goodness.
You feel what I'm saying? But this is like, I mean, we're talking almost 15, 20 years later. I've now added something different. So
difficulties of women that men never had to worry.
Oh yeah, maybe you guys don't have this problem. But
though. I gotta get my logo.
Your logo is something that's stamped. That's a part. You've already made this a part of history. So that's different. Like, I feel like if you're making, like I said, my brother's names, my son name, that's different. That's a different type of meaning, right? Mm-hmm. But for me to get like my sign or like my name, like, what is the point in that?
Yeah, he was a little thirsty. It'd be all right.
Just a little bit. And can I tell you that 4 of them were done all at once?
Oh, you a gangster too?
No, yeah, no. I don't like saying that. But I got tough skin. I don't want to ever claim I'm a gangster because if something happened to me, I never said I was a gangster, y'all. I never said it.
You also have scars. And those scars came from an immature time, a playful time, and sometimes from stuff you wasn't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It's just memories. Don't be ashamed of them.
Yeah, I let them be what they are for now, but I also do want to help those who may just be making the same mistake I did.
Unforgettable on their back.
Yeah. All lowercase.
Can't lock down a man. Anyway. They gonna remember me. Yeah, they will.
Never forget.
Never.
We are about to wrap.
Give out warnings about. Oh, my bad.
Good. We're about to wrap up this segment. We're about to wrap up the show, and I just wanted to give you a chance to just shout out anything you want to shout out, anything you have coming up, or anything you wanted to say to the peeps.
All right, man. I am the one and only Mr. Fly Shit Only, sipping with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Please get your effing life together because I already cursed. But anyway, check me out on my platform. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. I will be hosting the Kensington Derby this Saturday. It will be a great time. We out there all day. The mud pit will be jumping. I got plenty music out there, plenty podcasts, couple concert series, and if you have anything going on, let me help you with your rollout. If you have a show going on, let me keep it energetic. I did a Stereotype Sounds situation recently. It was the 420 smoke box thing, and we had a great time in there. And
we did.
Ask anybody that was there, I'm worth it. I'm completely worth it. But I want to say thank you to you and to you. You know what I'm saying? For always including me, always holding me in a good light and giving me opportunities to do things like this and to do things like we did at the hot box. Like, it's just it makes it worth it. It makes it fun. It makes it dope to know that you have people around that are working hard or harder. Y'all probably work harder than me. That respect what you're doing and that appreciate you and that you can still be useful to them even though they're doing big and great and wonderful things. So I appreciate y'all for that.
No, I was actually going to say thank you for coming on as well. It's always great. And it's always great to hear your perspective. You have a good mind. I feel like you have a good perspective on things. And people may not know that automatically by just having a conversation because you are personable, you are funny, you're comical, those things of that nature. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, you definitely got some things to say and some things to teach. So I do thank you for coming on and having fun, but also giving some people some things to listen in for and to learn from, because some of the things you said was needed. And sometimes you brought some things out of me that I don't normally get into on this show at all, because I'm like always tiptoeing trying to make everybody, but some things need to be said. And I feel like we had some good healthy conversations on here.
No, we had a great one. And anytime. But you like to keep it juicy. I like to keep it spicy.
See?
So.
And that works out perfectly.
It is what it is.
Thank you guys so much for tapping in for this episode of excuse me. Thank you guys so much for tapping in for this episode of Ranting Raving Podcast. We will see you guys next week, and make sure you stay locked in, because once you locked in, ain't no switching up. We'll see you next week.
She got the reader's deal. Make sure you tap in.
Yeah, make sure you get your jug poured up.
That part. I swear.